Hey, what's up, Marcos? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. How are you?
What's up, brother? Fantastic. How you doing? I just got to me and my girlfriend just got to Athens today. So
Awesome. How is it so far?
it's amazing, dude. You ever been?
Athens, Greece, right?
Athens, Greece, not Georgia. Yeah.
Yeah, no, never been. It's on the list for sure.
It's so beautiful. Yeah, yeah. Definitely raise that up on the list because it's really beautiful.
That's fire. Sorry, I'm got a couple things that I'm looking at. Just set up like a welcome email
No, dude.
sequence. Just hired a graphic designer. Got fucking team members
Let's go.
asking for read AI reports. I got a lot going on right now.
I can
Uh,
relate.
let's go. Deals.
Just booking another call for Terrence here. Oh, baby.
Fire.
Awesome.
Sweet. Yeah, I don't know exactly how you want to do this, but basically, gonna pull out my playbook and kind of just like make edits and add stuff to it like as we go.
Let's do it, dude. Let's however you feel like you want to make these 60 minutes like for you as valuable as possible. I mean, I could share my screen, I could run through some profiles, you could share your screen, I could run through your
Yeah,
profiles. However you
if you could,
want to use these.
yeah, you could just like if we could just start with like you kind of sharing and like running through kind of like a typical, just like a very simple workflow of like on pro, like if you were the setter, like basically just on a work, like on a profile about like sending a message, like this is the cadence, and then we can kind of like
Okay. You want to do okay, so we said this call is on like profile and content and the next call is on appointment setting, but
other way
we can do
around.
it however you want to do it.
No, yeah, other way around. This one setting, the next one
Oh, did we
profile.
do that?
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. So let me hop in here. I'm going to go with Terrence, who I booked him 44 calls in the past 30 days, something like that. Share my screen here. Boom. Cool. So I just did an hour appointment setting today. I booked him another 2 calls. I'm going to zoom in here so you can see. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Cool. This is annoyingly small. Okay, let me see if I can get a good balance. There we go. That's a solid balance. Okay, so basically the workflow is sales nav, 40 connections a day, 5 days a week. And are you recording this, by the way? Okay.
My AI
You can hear
guy's
me?
in here. Yeah, my AI guy's in here.
Okay, fantastic. So I want to make sure you log this stuff. But basically it's sales nav. It's like what, $100 a month for the core plan. We use that, and then 200 connection requests a week. We want to make sure they're hyper targeted. So there's only 200 a week, so you want to make the most use of them as possible. So, I mean, do you want to come in here and see how we target people too, or is it just like appointment setting frameworks for the most part that you
Yeah,
care about?
I mean, what is like kind of your go-to like like for example, right? Like if it's B2B, it's easy because it's like okay, I target agency owners, but like um what is like your go-to framework for like info?
I mean, obviously,
Like I see
geography is really
geography.
important.
Right.
Yeah, always geography, always do industry. Um, always do this. This is key. So like post it on LinkedIn. It's like, okay, this person, I think it's like posted in the last 30 days on LinkedIn. So you want to make sure that they're actually active on the platform. And this is going to, if you don't click this, you'll get maybe 10 to 30% connection request accepted rate. If you do click this, you can get up to 50, 60%. And that's what we're aiming towards.
That's fire. Okay, so posted on LinkedIn, US makes sense.
US, Europe, Australia,
Right. And
typically.
you can always dial it
Company
into like, for example, if a client is only targeting men between, 35, 45, you would obviously just like adjust or like use your best judgment. Like, for example, that guy looks like he's like 53.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
there's some things like, okay, for example, let's say I go to one of Terrence's searches, right? So see what that looks like. I'm on Tarrenton's account. So company headcount, self-employed, 1 to 10. Current job title, founder, co-founder. We could add owner, business owner, agency owner. Normally not the title, but years in current company, less than 1 year, 1 to 2 years. We can even do 3 to 5, 6 to 10. We don't really do that because they're like more advanced. We're looking for people kind of in that middle ground that, don't have 0 clients, but also are making 100K a month, right? And then geography depends. So when I'm doing appointment setting at 8 to 9, I like to line it up with the time zone, and I like it to be 8 to 9 a.m. in that time zone. So let's say it's 8 a.m. Eastern time right now. And what I do is I just put a bunch of places in the Eastern United States, right? So I'm going to go to, okay, cool, New York. I'm going to go to Florida, South Carolina. You get the point. Right. So I want to go 8 to 9 a.m. Eastern if possible. And normally we can do that. That's really important. Industry is really important for parents. We can do business consulting too. I think that's something. Business consulting and services as well. Marketing, advertising, connection. Only if someone has a good amount of like followers and connections, specifically connections, I do this as well. Something I haven't played around with is group members. That could be really interesting. To be fair though, I haven't played around with that. I haven't needed that up until now. And then this obviously is really important. And then all filters. I mean, you don't have to really touch this. You don't really have to touch any of this stuff for the most part. And the thing is, like, you want to get to a point where collapse this. I would say 40 to 75% of those who pop up are in your ICP.
I see.
Right. So it's like everyone here, not everyone's going to be a good fit.
So you're saying like in terms of like when you start clicking all the filters, once like at least like around half of them are starting to be your ICP, that's how you know you have like enough filters.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's exactly right. You're never going to get to where 100%, even 80, 90% for the most part. So
right.
For example, you see I have pretty limited, selected, what's the right term? Stringent filters here. And this person fits my target market. This person, probably not. This person may be CMM. I might have to click him. Some of them I know easily, like, okay, she's, I sell social holistic market. Okay, cool. Let me go and add her.
Right.
Boom. I'll actually add her. Someone like this, I don't know. Someone like this, I just skip. At the end of the day, it takes me around 7 to 10 minutes to send 40 connection requests. And there's so many prospects. So if someone like, I don't know, I have to do more research, I have to click. Sometimes I click their profile, but a lot of times I just skip and take the ones that are givens.
That's a good question then. So like it takes you, especially now that you're dialed, less than 10 minutes to do your 40 connection requests.
Less than 10 minutes. There's so many prospects. I don't click on someone's profile and spend 3 minutes researching them just to send them a connection request.
Yeah,
like
which is great to hear too, because a lot of these sales reps who are going to be doing this LinkedIn stuff, they're already like doing like Twitter full time, so it's really good. So like, how long does it take you for like once per like call it session for a client of like setting? It's like under an hour to do like your because you have all the previous conversations, right? And then like.
Yeah, so I'm booking 2 calls an hour. Pure appointment setting. This doesn't count. So of me sending messages,
that's fast.
It's crazy.
That's fast.
So I'll show you the framework. Yeah, that is really fucking fast. And it's like, dude, a coaching offer is let's say 5K. He's closing 1 out of 3 right now, Terrence. But let's say he closes 1 out of 5K. Each call is worth $1,000. So you're bringing in $2,000 worth of revenue an hour doing this.
Yeah, that's sick. Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, I mean, it's solid.
Because it's so targeted too. That's probably why you're able to dial it into like such a short amount of time, because you're literally only reaching out to people that you've went out of your way to vet as leads. Yes,
dude. So targeted. It's nuts. And you'll see, I'll hop in the inbox here in a sec. But, you hop in here, this person, you might want to click, someone who says media, because I already sent some connection requests to these people. But media, that's obvious ad. Revenue boost, that's an obvious ad. Founder at Biz Spartan, I feel like that's probably an ad. I'm going to click on that. Some of these you have to click because it's a little tough. 20 years. I don't know about this guy. I don't know about this guy. So maybe I would make it a little more stringent here. to be fair. But yeah, that's
And then
the
what is kind of like,
framework. This is
yeah, that's awesome. And then like, what is kind of your go-to outreach message? I know it's like very conversational, right? It's not really like you're kind of, you're standing out because you're being much more casual and conversational, right?
yeah. So I mean, look, I just got this compliment. He's like literally an hour ago. Finally, a cold message with some research behind it. So yeah, I mean, it's very simple. It's very straightforward. There's some frameworks that I'd like to touch on, and basically, this is the framework. We send multiple messages. So once they accept the connection request, we send multiple messages. I'll go through here and I'll kind of explain why everything is here. Everything's here purposefully. So, hey, first name. I say hey because the AI says hi. And if you just type the AI message, it's just hi. So I like to differentiate. Hey, first name, that's the first message, send. I don't send one big ass blocky text, like piece of text, because then it looks automated. I like to call these restrained compliments. So dig the concept behind his company name. And that's it's not like I absolutely love Stratomize, amazing case study with this. Like, no, it's dig the concept. It's like, cool, I've been there before. I've done that before. So it's like kind of it's not as enthusiastic as a lot of people. Amazing case study with this. It's like, no, dude, I've worked with a million clients just like you. So I don't, dig the concept. I don't like to use periods. You can see here, I don't really use periods. Like I use one here. I don't use one here. I don't use one here at the end of the line. I use it here, if it's to break up a sentence within the same message, but I don't use periods, and like it looks less automated like that.
Very smart. Yeah. So then from like an info perspective here, so you're sending connection requests with no note and then waiting for them to
note
before starting the conversation.
Correct.
I see. So you're just sending the connection requests, aiming for the highest possible percentage of people to accept the connection requests. So it starts with the targeting, which is step 1 is targeting. Step 2 is messages to those who accept. So that transition there is like, let's say, like you said, like, 50%, or would you say 30% or something like that?
I would say 40 to 60% if you're targeting right and you're doing it within the correct hours, Monday through Friday.
So realistically,
you have a good profile.
So realistically, you could connect with the people who are following you from the content. So like, for example, our clients get hundreds, if not thousands of followers a month on LinkedIn. They could then use those followers to target any of basically they could start in order with the top followers, connect with those people and be like, and then in the script, hey, Terrence, appreciate the follow. What had you interested in following me? Was it this or that? And you can kind of get into the script that we're already using on X. And
I
don't
like to say that.
What do you
I don't like to say what interested you in following me and stuff like that.
Okay.
Like what do they have to? Well, first of all, you didn't really like find commonalities. You didn't foreshadow value. You didn't add value. You didn't demonstrate authority. Like that's why I want to go into the specific tactics here. But I like to give them a real reason to reply. And if you say, hey, what got you into like, dude, everyone sends messages like that. Like everyone says, what got you into following me? How can I help? Whatever. And I don't like to be like everyone else. I think it makes a big difference. I think my tactic works really, really well across a bunch of niches, and it's different than that. So if that's working for you, great. That's personally not the way I do things.
I like that. I like to hear that. So like, for example, if you were reaching out to somebody and it's like, you're not trying to help them, for example, you're not trying to help them improve their current business. So like, you wouldn't want to compliment their current business, or like they're all going to have jobs, for example, right? Would you just try and basically make that connection elsewhere?
Yeah, I would try to make that connection elsewhere. So let me take you through a couple of these initial messages and kind of point out some of the frameworks that I'm using, and then we could play off of that, and you can kind of get a little, because you're asking questions here that are great, and they're really great questions, but I'm going to answer them.
Perfect.
Cool. So dig the concept behind Stratomize, no period. And then here, this is to demonstrate authority, right? And also, like, it's a cool little sentence that shows like, hey, I'm not here to just sell you. Like, I want to connect on a human level, on a human business level, this specifically. And it demonstrates industry knowledge, right? Paints you as an authority. I like messaging people my opinions. Here's my opinion on this. Tons of creators out there don't know how to monetize. That's my opinion as an industry leader. So paints you as, okay, seems like that's important. And then like an important part is being genuine. So like I like to ask them questions that genuinely pop in my head while I'm looking at their profile, not scripts. Like I don't. This is not a script. This is not a script. It is following a framework, but it's not a script. So it's very personalized. People can tell that it's genuine and authentic. Right. So I am getting into the business here. Tons of creators out there don't know how to monetize. You guys help them do, you guys very casual, help them do that. A dash here, like very casual, very like friendly, but also maintaining like a good level of sophistication. Like it's not, oh, this guy's an idiot. It's like, oh, this guy's smart as shit, but he's also super casual and has high EQ. And he's connected with me on a human and a business level at the same time. So yeah, you guys help them do that, like with offer crafting, email list stuff. You see like email list stuff, etc. Like that's so casual, that's so friendly. Question, and then I love to end it with this. So this is a game changer right here. At the end of the initial message, you find a commonality, and I like to comment about where they're from, especially if I can like connect with their culture. If they're from like Athens, Greece, I'm like, dude, I heard Athens is beautiful. I was just there last week. Hiking up the Leviticus, whatever trail, what's it called? The Chebapi or whatever. That's a Serbian thing. But anyway, the food was delicious or something like that. You name a food, you know what I mean?
Right.
It was delicious. For this one, I'm like, he's from the DMV. There's not a lot you can say. To
What
be
is
fair.
the DMV?
So I'm like, DMV is the Delaware, Maryland, Virginia area.
I see.
Washington, D.C. Yeah, the DM, that's the nickname. Anyways, got to get up to the DMV sometime. BT, by the way, BTW, like quick abbreviation there, but it's not like LOL, BTW, BR. It's like, sprinkling them in is fine. Heard it's nice up there. This is a little spelling mistake I did. I'm in Miami, and then no period at the end of that. So you could kind of see how like someone would respond to this. Like this works really, really well. You have any questions on this?
No, it's really good.
Okay, thank you. I'll show you an example of someone I booked a call with here. This guy I booked a call with, he just commented on something before, actually. So this actually is a good example. So capturing and following up on people that show interest. This guy will show you an example. So I like there's a few ways that our appointment setting triggers to me, and they range from level of interest. So the lowest level of interest are followers, people that you connected with, they're not following you. That's still solid interest, and I booked a ton of calls from that. That's the lowest level. The mid-level of interest are people who viewed your profile. So you go into my network, you go into home, you go into profile viewers, and these are people that showed a little bit more interest than people who just connected with you. So I like going to these people a little bit better than I like going to just my new connections. Right. And it's like, okay, this person viewed my profile. They obviously, and they read it, and it's a really, really good profile. So they know that I'm really good at what I do. They know that I can help them. It's a little bit easier. And then the thing that even gets easier is the higher level of interest in that are people that actually engage with your content. So this guy, for example, Tim, I just booked a call with him today. I think I connected with him probably a couple of days ago. I remember. He commented on my post on a lead magnet here, asked for the lead magnet, and then he liked a comment that I sent him here. So whenever I connect with someone, here's the secret too. Like whenever I message someone who connected with me, I go to followers. Cool, this chick, guy. Okay, that's a chick. Nicola. Anyways, what I do, I don't just message him. Right, I open this up. I say, "Hey, Nicola," that's my first message. I send that, and then what I do is I go down here. I endorse their 2 top skills, and 90 to 95% of people have skills that you can endorse here for a touch point. And then I go to their I go to their company page. I follow their company page, right? Another touch point. And then I go to their content, and I try to find a piece of content that I like. And, there's usually 3 posts here if they're active on LinkedIn. I don't know why it's just 1, but I go here and I either like something. You can see the last time he posted before that was 2 years ago. So that explains why. There's only 1 post on his profile. So I go here, I like it. And if I can make some type of comment that is social proof heavy or is value heavy, I do that and I make that comment, XYZ comment, and then I mention them on the comment at the end of the comment. Does that make sense?
Yeah, this is banger stuff.
Okay. Yeah, this works
I'm just listening.
really well. So, okay, sounds good. But yeah, then I send them the message and it's like, okay, cool. I sent you the message. It's super personalized. It connects on a human level. It's casual. It's friendly. Connects on a business level. I'm not just trying to sell you. I literally followed your company. I endorsed your skills. I liked a piece or two pieces of content and made a comment on a piece of content that painted me in a high status light that provided value or that just mentioned you. And it's like, okay, cool. Now there's a way better chance they're going to actually respond because, dude, it's 200 connection requests a week. You don't want to book 2 calls a week off that. I want to book 10 or more personally.
Follow up
the conversion rate. Yeah.
Follow-up question, which is facts. Follow-up question on the lead magnet. So for example, someone who commented ads on that lead magnet post, are you sending them the lead magnet and then following up with a conversation? Like, hey man, here's the lead magnet. Part. Yeah.
For the most part. For this guy, I actually did not mention that here. I know you wanted my training. I just started a convo with him. I actually didn't send him that. But I am doing that.
They got him on the call without the lead magnet. That's how you know it's
there. You go. That's how you know this shit works, dude.
Yeah. I see here.
So for this, I did. And this is someone I had a convo with before, and I already sent value here, and we can go through that. Pitch the call. I didn't want to do it at the moment. Cool. I'm still following up. I got to star this. I like starring conversations that are like prospects that are kind of hot or prospects that are replying. I'm going to star these.
Follow up question again. So when somebody comments for the lead magnet, do you then have to connect with them so that they can receive that lead magnet?
That's correct. So what I say, I either go and connect with them. If they're not my target market, honestly, I just ignore them. I mean, I should send in the lead magnet, but it's just a waste of time. Like, yeah, dude, it's like you're like an electrician. Like, what do you need to run 7-figure ads for?
Yeah.
Like, really?
Do you respond to their comment and be like, hey, just shot you a connection request or something, or do they usually just accept?
Yeah, so this is
because we've done some of these before, but the logistics are super like hazy.
Yeah, so it's not perfect, and I don't have the everything dialed like 1,000%, but yeah, I do message them. Sent, check messages, send, right. And then I like the post too. I like their comment.
We have,
and then I said here you can see. Yeah, and you can see here accept connection request, and I'll send.
I see.
Yeah. So, yeah, back here. Yeah, I sent him the lead magnet. Hey, brother. So I like using things like, brother, like, what's up, dude? Or not what's up. I don't say what's up. I say, hey, brother. Hey, dude. Hey, man, whatever. And that's like the type of language that I use. Obviously, it'll depend on the account, but this guy's voice is basically my voice. I don't really change up my voice when I write his content, to be fair. But boom, I sent him that. I'm like, here it is. And then I ask him a follow-up question that could potentially drive a conversation into a call. Cheers, you're running paid ads right now. And then at the moment I'm not, mostly, want to be ready for what I do. And then I'm like, here to help one-on-one too, whenever that day comes, either in the DMs, we can do a call. Feel free to use me as a resource. It's very value-centric. Like, I don't care if you book a call or not, or if you're going to book a call, if you're going to be a client or not, like, lead with value at all costs. Like, it doesn't matter if someone said, you suck, dude. I don't know if like, you're a piece of shit. I'm like, cool, I may be a piece of shit, but here's my free training on agency offers. Like, I noticed that might be able to help you. You know what I mean? Like, it's not letting anyone knock you off that.
Yeah. This is fire, man. That's funny. I was labeling this. I think this is like kind of like an appointment setting masterclass on top of like a LinkedIn masterclass.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of our setters could use a refresh on like just the basics of setting, of like, just like you said, like conversational, compliment, touch points. Like, a lot of those little things get lost once when you're doing like thousands and thousands and thousands of DMs. Some of these guys get burned out and then just like forget the fundamentals.
I agree. I agree. And the thing is with this, like, I mean, if you want to set it to do an hour a day, I'm really good at it, to be fair. Like maybe an hour and a half, maybe for like a day and book 2 calls, book to 45 minutes to an hour. You're still driving. You know that I'm world class at this. And getting someone in here that would do it just as fast as me, just as good as me is a little unrealistic. But, you know, if they could do it 70, 80% just as good, then that's that's way better than good enough.
Definitely. Yeah, this is really good. I also have clients who do
For sure.
so I have clients who do like B2C, and I have some clients who have like both B2C and B2B, which is really interesting because we could probably split up. Like they could do 100 of B2B and 100 of B2C, or they could just split test and see which one hits the hardest and then just go all in on that one. But yeah, this is all really, really good stuff. Yeah, I mean, like the cadence.
I'm glad, dude. I'm glad.
Just to confirm some things, I just want to hit on these. You said you use Sales Navigator Core, which is the $100 a month, right? And you don't really touch the in-mail credits. You just really focus on connections.
I don't touch in-mail. I mean, you can, I guess. I don't know if SalesNav even includes that because it says for Terrence that I'm out and I barely send anything. Like you can see here that like the inbox, these are people who reached out to me for the most part.
Right.
Yeah, these are all people who reached out to me. I don't really send these. Maybe I could. Maybe I could get more calls with that.
40 a day, 5 days a week, about 200 a week. Connection requests, hyper targeted. You're aiming for 30 to 50%.
Correct.
Connection accept request is what we'll call it.
30 to 60%. I think 30% is low end. Like, why not aim to 40 to 60%?
Yeah, 30 is like 30 is like okay, it's not the worst thing in the world, but like anything under that, you're really bad. And like ideally, you're aiming for 60.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, and also your profile it plays a big factor. Like a lot of people before they accept it, they're going to click your profile, and if it's like completely dead or not optimized, doesn't look incredibly good, then you're going to see a drop off there in terms of acceptance rate.
If you have like a lower acceptance rate, like for example, like if there's a week where you have like 25%, what are some of like, do you like troubleshoot? Would you think about changing profile, adding a note? Are there things that you do to like fix that, or do you think it's all in the targeting?
I think it's all in the targeting. I mean, as soon as you get a profile that you know, like I know when a profile is like really, really good, and I don't like, not much has to be changed. It's going to be a targeting thing for sure. And it might be a time, like it's also a time of day, and it's also weekday. You got to send them weekdays. People aren't really on LinkedIn on the weekends like that.
Right.
So I like doing a post on Saturday, just so it's not like Friday to Monday. That's 72 hours without a post there. So that's almost half the week where you don't do a single post. I like to post probably Saturday. Maybe I skip one of the weekdays if I'm only doing 5 posts a week. But in general, like, yeah, if you see any issues with this low acceptance rate, then it's, and your profile is dialed and the past few weeks, month, 2, whatever, have been really, really solid, like a good acceptance rate, then it's probably your targeting that was messed with.
Interesting. Really interesting. Yeah. Is there anything else you feel like I'm not asking, or they're like, because I feel like I have a lot. This is like really good stuff for what I
do feel like there's some stuff that I want to go over with you. So
please.
2 things here. Assets and results database. This is a like cheat code for you here. So I build these 2 things for each client I work with. One's called an assets page, sales assets. One is called a results database. I'll go over assets first. Like I said, value first. So we have free training videos in here, 3 of them with Terrence, and it says what they are, who to send this to, and then the link for all 3. We have lead magnets that I'm going to pop. We have 1 lead magnet done. I need to put it in here. And then we have a document that's like dealing with objections. So value first, right? So it's like, okay, cool. You demonstrated a pain point. Let me try to solve that. I could send you value first just to trigger that reciprocation and just to show like, hey, I'm not just trying to take your money or whatever. That's really good. I'll show you an example of that. I sent it to this guy here. I do that in the initial conversation, or I do that as a follow-up. So for example, here, this guy made the pitch, didn't book a call. hey, Peter, linked the hiring training. Check that out. You're hiring right now or keeping it lean, tough. And then that's, question to engage him. And then demonstrating authority here. Tough finding A players. Video should help. And then a little bit of a CTA here. Still down to get something booked. Cheers. And then he responded and, good positive response. Didn't want to book a call. That's fine. Maybe it's not the right timing. I'll end up booking this guy. Some guys are easier than others, but the assets are really important there. I'm pretty sure I sent this guy the same asset. Yeah. So mainly consulting LinkedIn, currently, anyways, that's it. You planning on building a team out for the offer? Check this out. Sent him the offering training, just made this 15-minute hiring a player CSM training could maybe help you. Depends on the stage you're at, obviously. So I don't try to push. I always if I feel like the conversation is going to fall off, I always pitch. So for this guy, I pretty much knew he wasn't going to book a call, but I'm like, whatever, dude. I'm still going to pitch you the call. I'm like, nice. You guys trying to grow. I'm down to talk some time and see if I can help you do that much quicker. I'm a client Act Systems hiring guy and I've helped a bunch on that front. Want to get some time on the calendar. So a very soft pitch, a very value heavy pitch. He's just we good right now. I'm like, okay, cool. For sure. If you ever change your mind, even for a chat, for me to find blind spots, etc., no strings, you can feel free to book with me here, my friend. And just, I like doing that. Even if they kind of deny you, or if there's an objection, I like to address the objection. I can show you another example. We just signed this guy actually. And he had I think a few pretty solid objections. I had to follow up with this guy a few times, but I ended up booking a call. He just closed him yesterday.
I think I've seen him on Twitter. I think he follows him. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
That's
a cool guy.
Yeah. He has a partner, no?
I'm not sure. I think, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen him on Twitter.
The other co-founder, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. So I like to do that. I like to drop the value in there. I like to drop social proof videos in there. Check that out. Worked one-on-one with this young kid, Max. Lots of value in here could help you out. Let's get something on the calendar sometime. So very soft pitch. Let's get something on the calendar. He said on some meetings, we'll get back to you. I followed up, a few days after, I think. Yeah, July, next day. And then he gave me this objection. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, do you find that for the value-driven follow-ups, that YouTube videos perform better than lead magnets? Because sometimes I feel like we send a lot of lead magnets, and sometimes they get ghosted. Do you think videos are better?
I don't have the data on that.
Okay.
So it's tough. And once I do have the data, I'll message you. But yeah, I just don't have the data on that. I mean, in general, I do a lot of follow-ups. Follow-ups with prospects who never answered you perform a lot worse than people who obviously answered you and people who showed interest.
Okay.
And also, I follow up on people. I also like to engage with them. When I see their content pop up, I comment, stuff like that, just to keep nurturing them.
Fair. Okay.
Yeah. So, this guy, he said on some meetings, but we'll get back to you. I'm like, okay, cool. Follow up with him. And then he's pretty dialed, at least for the next month. Even if you gave me sauce, I'm pretty booked implementing stuff that's already on my plate. And then I addressed that. Sure thing, brother. You don't think it makes sense to jump on a quick 30-minute call, even if we don't end up working together? Perfectly fine. I'm totally accepting to that. We'd just like to get an inside look. I should have said, look on what you're doing and see if I find any blind spots, open and jumping on a call. But it's up to you. Feel free to let me know if you want me to send you the link or not. So it's very I'm soft pitching, and it is your idea to hop on a call, but I am pitching you. But I'm feel free, up to you, completely your choice. I use a lot of that type of language.
That was a good objection handle.
Yeah, thank you.
Even I'm surprised he jumped on the call.
Yeah, well, now he's a client. And then he's like, sure, send the link with the chat. Boom. Booked client.
Good question.
I want to show you one more thing here. Yeah, go ahead.
Is Terrence closing his own sales, founder sales?
That's correct. Okay.
Have you worked with someone who has closers?
Yes, I worked with Dustin. He runs Communitize. His partner Noah took the calls. So it was his account. He was sending the messages, and his partner Noah took the calls. And I had just the same amount of success with him. And I'm like, hey, I'm going to get you on a call with my partner Noah.
Did you present yeah, there you go. You just said it. I'm going to get you on a call with my partner. So you presented the call truthfully to the closer, not hey, get on the call with me, and then they get switched up.
No, that's shit. Like that's lying.
Yeah, it's better to be like, hey, get on a call with my team, get on a call with my partner, etc.
Yeah, present your closer as someone who's, hey, don't, get on a call with my closer. It's like,
Right.
get
That's
on a
good to
call with
know.
my partner, get
I
on a
have a
call
lot of
with my,
clients. Yeah, I have a lot of clients who are getting closers now, so it makes sense.
yeah, give them another title. Last thing, I mean, not last thing, but one more thing I want to show you is this, dude. This is fucking game changing. So I build this for every client I work with. It's called the results database, and basically it goes through everyone, as many clients as possible. I mean, you only really need 3 to 4 to start, and to be fair, I only really quote these first 3 to 5, maybe really 3, 4, I would say, and their name, their situation they started with, their pain points they had, service they provided. Right, this is for agency coaching. The niche that they were in, how Terrence helped them, the time it took them to get the result that they got, and then any visual proof of that. So any like testimonial, text-based, any video testimonial, any case study video, any case study document, we drop that in here. And I use that a lot in the outreach. Like you wouldn't believe how much I use that. So with Lewis, you could see how I position that. Have a conversation. Funny, actually. You can see how I turn, like, it's funny, actually, because I work with someone that's very similar to him, or Terrence did. So I'm like, funny, actually. Just work, like, that's so good. Like, it's so good. Like, just worked one-on-one with someone in your exact spot who was at 10K a month and helped them hit 80K a month quicker than they were aiming to. Check this out. I literally dropped the testimonial in there. That's like really good testimonial. Whoops. And then I'm willing to see if I can help you guys out one-on-one too on the strategy side, offer, client acquisition, etc. I want to do a call sometime this week to see if I can help you do the same. This guy obviously ended up booking, not on this one, but this type of pitch is like a bunch. Like I probably booked half of my calls or not, or if more, or if not more, with Terrence using the results database.
Yeah, that's genius.
Yeah, thank you.
That's even good on the content side too, because I know even with like our writing teams, a lot of times, sometimes we have to nag clients for new case studies and information about the case and the resources related to the case studies, and it can be annoying.
Yeah.
It makes sense that you would have a results database. What we do is we'll usually collect it up front, like their top however many, and like have like a Google Drive of stuff, but having it in like a clean database like that is much smarter.
Yeah, it's nice. And you can kind of peruse that and see, okay, who's the closest person to the prospect that I'm speaking to with the best results in the least amount of time that it took to get those results.
Right. So like, for example, right. And I'm just saying this for the training now, not for you, but like, for example, if I'm in a conversation with Jack from Arkansas and I'm scrolling the database and I'm like, let me just check. Do I have anyone from Arkansas? And I have, Jimmy from Arkansas. I'm like, funny enough, I just worked with someone from Arkansas. His name's Jimmy. We helped him do this, this, and this. So then you can kind of relate.
Yes.
Or if it's like, you look at it and it's like, I just worked with another electrician named Jack. It's funny because like if you're talking to someone who's actively an electrician or something, you can be like, I just worked with another electrician. Or if he has 3 kids, you're like, oh, I actually work with someone who had literally just had a kid at the exact same time because their objection is that they just had a kid. So I see what you're saying. Having a database where you can find things that relate to the person helps you objection handle, but also just helps you relate and helps you get right over the edge.
Well, I like to relate on a business level. So I don't really mention the kids thing because how does that build trust with someone? Like, okay, you worked with someone else who has 3 kids. How does that doesn't like matter. Like someone can have 3 kids, but do something completely different in the business space. So I like to look for examples like, okay, started from the same amount of revenue, was in the same niche, provided the same service, maybe was typically like the same age stuff like that.
Yeah. Age is good. Age, location,
age good, service niche, the situation they started in is good. Their goals, like if they want to hit 80K a month and I took this person to 100K a month and they're in the same niche, like that's a winner.
Right. Like on a fitness offer, for example, it's like because in our scripting anyway, if we're asking them where they want to get and they're like, I want to lose 100 pounds and you've worked with another guy who's also lost 100 pounds, it makes it relatable.
Yeah. And if they were an entrepreneur, if they were an agency owner too, that's even better. Like the more similarities, the better. So if I can, sometimes I can't find situations that are perfect and that's fine. I just leave out what's not perfect. So I'm just like, for this, I kind of made it as good of a pitch as I can make it because I couldn't find someone. So I found he worked with an e-com company Ian K, his niche was e-com stores, but he started under 5K. He went to 25K MRR in 6 months. I think this guy's already doing like 20K. So or doing well, like 10, 20K a month. So I'm not going to be like, hey, we took this e-com dude to 20K a month when it's like, he's already there. I want to comment and I want to mention someone, even if it's less on the ball in terms of like situationally than someone else who maybe got less results or it doesn't make sense to mention them. If it's less on the ball, but the results are what they want to get, I just mentioned that. So for example, this guy's maybe at 20K a month. He's e-com. I don't have anyone here in e-com that I took to like 50, 80, 100K a month. So what I did is instead I mentioned Jacob, who I took to 80K a month in his agency. You know, both of them run agencies with 60% plus margins. And then I also mentioned, hey, also helped a bunch of agency owners in e-com, but I don't say, hey, I got this guy to 25K a month. It's like, this guy's already at 20K. He's trying to get to 50K a month, and I'm not going to fake a result.
Yeah. Taking the details that relate to them, keeping those in, and then just bridging the gap. I understand too, because you're taking it's a very nuanced, intelligent approach that requires like attention and detail. So I understand it could be sometimes harder to explain because it's not just like repeatable. Here, copy this script.
Literally, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So
I try to do the same thing with our anyone who's would be watching this. Like all of our setter training is like it literally says in like bold nuance. Like this is not a copy paste. You will do bad.
Dude, this is like, this, like what I've showed you so far, like it's not, it's simple, but it's not easy. I'll tell you that much. Like you have
uncopy pastable.
Uncopy pastable. It's just framework heavy. Yeah. And you know what I mean? It's framework heavy. And like, I've been doing this, not this exact thing, but I've been doing cold outreach across my music business. I was a music producer. I had a cold email agency. I've been helping people one-on-one with my coaching stuff. I've been helping people one-on-one with in a bunch of different niches in my agency as well. I've been doing this done for you. So I have a lot of experience doing this for across a bunch of different verticals and a bunch of different platforms, cold email, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook. And these frameworks, if you take them and switch them up a little bit, platform by platform, niche by niche, will work in pretty much any vertical and any service in any niche.
Yeah. And I feel
frameworks.
And I feel like the good thing about these frameworks too is what you give up in volume, due to the restrictions of the platform, you gain in targeting and detail per prospect. Since you're going so deep on the targeting that you literally have exactly 200 ideal client avatars that you're talking to. You are allowed to give them that increased level of detail, liking their posts, commenting, like having much better conversations because they're so much more targeted. And also one thing that I always say about LinkedIn is they just higher earners, better spending potential, better quality people, all people that are trying to improve their life. Like you wouldn't be on LinkedIn if you weren't trying to improve your life. Like nobody who has LinkedIn on their phone is like a bum. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
for the most part, I mean, I don't send connection requests to people from Africa or stuff for the most part. This is great. I love the people, but it's just that most of the time they're not qualified buyers for a high ticket offer.
Of course.
I mean, I'd love to take you through this one right here. So this guy's very cold, dude, the whole time, but then I ended up booking him on the call.
Yeah, please.
You want me to take you through this?
Yeah. I have we could do just this one and then we can wrap it up. It's perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
so
by the way, did you record a video to this or is it just text?
It's just text. What do you mean record a video? Oh, record like the call?
Okay. Yeah.
No, the call's recorded. It'll have text and video. I'm probably just gonna like link it in my doc. I'm not gonna actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you mind sending it to me after too?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Thank you. Anyways, this guy Nuchimowski, so cold, dude. I was like, okay, I don't know if I'm gonna get this guy, but I did not. You don't want to let their energy, enthusiasm, lack of energy, enthusiasm, disinterest dictate your mentality, dictate your mood or energy. You want to come with the same mood, you want to come with the same energy, come with the same enthusiasm and optimism. So that's what I did with this guy. And we ended up booking him on a call, and there's a really good chance he's going to be a client. So he's definitely qualified. Hey guy, he had a video of him jumping out of a plane. So I'm like, crazy video jumping out of a plane. You're brave, right? It's a compliment. I'm not like, you're so incredibly brave. Wow, that's incredible. It's like, no, it's a restrained compliment, but it's still a good compliment. It's very specific and it's genuine. Like I genuinely think he's brave for doing that. I like the concept behind Nochi leads. Solid, right? It's like, that's a restrained compliment as well. Showing authority here, lead gen can kill if you structure it right. So that that implies like I know about the lead gen space and I know how to structure a lead gen agency right. There's a lot of subtext there with that. And then is Nochi just you or you have a team? Getting into his business a little bit, not being like so specific. I like asking about for this offer, like, hey, is it just you or do you have a team? Like, what's your team looking like? Because so many people ask about how many clients do you have? Or are you guys growing or whatever? And it's like, it's so like transparent what you're trying to do. And I mean, I'm not trying to like, I am selling here and I'm not trying to be like sneaky about that. But at the same time, I don't want to hard pitch someone. I don't want to turn them off. And I want to connect on a human level too. So I like to find those different not touch points. I like to find those different things that I could speak about that aren't as easy to call out. Like, hey, you're trying to sell me as the typical outreach in the same vertical. So for this vertical agency coaching, it is one of a few I have here is speaking about, hey, what's your team look like? And also like I have content around that. I have like a hiring training. Terrence, he helps people hire, helps people find A players. Anyways, got to have those A players to succeed. That, frames you as an authority. Like, hey, I know what it takes to succeed. I know you need those A players. I've been there. I've done that. This Terrence has built $200,000 a month agencies and he's hired those A players. So he knows that. And then finding that commonality at the end, at the final post. And also this is what shows up. Like when someone checks their inbox, the final message is what shows up. So if it's like, how are you trying to grow right now? Or how many clients do you have? It's like, there's a low chance they're going to click that because they know that they're going to be sold to. But if it's like this, where it's like finding a commonality, and making a genuine comment or compliment, like it's going to do so much better as your final message.
That's a good tactic. So like the final message, just to reiterate, the final message is important because that's the preview. So if you leave the ask in the middle messages and have that final message where it's more of a commonality, etc., more conversational, they're more likely to open it because they're not going to just see the ask there and leave you on unread for life.
Right. And you can see I do this consistently. Like that's the final message here. Got to make it up to Alberta, by the way. I heard it's beautiful. Seen some 4K drone footage. He responded. Right. This guy I'm booking on a call here. Always wanted to visit South Africa, by the way. Heard beautiful things. Yeah. Like,
and by the nature of by the way, they're like, by the way, what? So now they're gonna really want to click it and then open and see what you meant before the by the way. Like by the nature of by the way, there was pretext before that.
Right. Exactly. So I like this. I like mentioning where they're from. I like trying to connect with them. I like trying to find some kind of commonality with my life. I don't know much about Terrence's personal life, to be fair. I know he's a good friend of mine in person. We actually met in person. But to be fair, like sometimes I quote things from my life and it's like, it's not, I've been to Israel or whatever. I'm Israeli American.
Right.
So like, I've been to Israel. It's so beautiful, so much history. And it's like, who cares? They're not going to, I don't like to, like, I don't lie. I don't make stuff up, but it's like, if it's something that's that small or whatever, it's not, and I can make that more of a concrete commonality, more, bring myself closer to the prospect, bring us closer. Like that's fine.
Unreal.
Anyways, I like using voice messages too. I try to emulate their voice.
No way.
I try to emulate their voice.
What?
Yeah.
If you're still watching the masterclass to this point, you do not have license to do this. That's ridiculous.
Yep. You're like, you'll call. I feel like I could really help you, whatever. If we end up working together, great. If not, that's fantastic. I just want to like take this 30 minutes out to help you as much as possible, blah, blah, blah. Whenever I open with like, hey, it's a pleasure to meet you. You seem like a really cool guy, da, da, da. I try to emulate their voice. I'm really good at impressions. this
That's
is
insane.
something a lot of
To
people will
be
be able
fair,
to do.
Julia, my girlfriend does voice. She'll usually step in for the setter and do some voice notes. But if you can emulate your clients, if you're a setter and you're watching this and you can emulate your client's
Yeah,
voice, that's
yeah,
nuts.
that's pretty advanced. That's pretty advanced. I
Yeah,
don't recommend it for
that's
everyone.
definitely an S tier, like expert level setting at that point.
Yeah, and that's cool because it's like it's not scalable. Like I can teach people this all I want, but it's like that's a talent that I have that, and also this whole thing in general. Like it's like you need to be really damn good at what you do to be able to do this. That's the thing, right? So it's like you need to find really good people, train them really well, be on top of them for the first few weeks, month or two. But at the end of the day, like a lot of it, like it takes time. It's not formulaic. It's not script based. So, and especially this, like some of these tactics are very like you're not gonna find many people that are gonna be able to replicate it. To be fair, but I think a lot of what's in here definitely is replicatable. Is that the right word? Yeah.
I don't actually know.
But that's tough. You're right. The voice message thing, that's not. Yeah. It's really good. It books so many calls. Like it's bangs. Like dude, voice messages bang, and especially like I emulate his voice really well. You know, a little nasally, a little more laid back. So
This is
yeah.
awesome. Yeah, I think that pretty much wraps up everything I need. And just in the interest of time, I have a haircut, but this has been amazing. I'll make sure to send you the recording for this. But yeah, this has been really good. Just to wrap up, like kind of like the masterclass side of this. The next video will be about just LinkedIn content and profile. So yeah, it's been really good. Super, super, super valuable. Definitely some breakthroughs.
Yeah. I knew you're gonna love it. So
yeah, I love it, dude.
Yeah.
Awesome. Sweet. Well, I guess I'll talk to you on our next. I'll text you after this. Just because I want to keep this masterclass recording short. So I'll text you after this, but this was amazing. Yeah, we're going to implement a lot of this. So I appreciate you.
Absolutely, brother. It was a pleasure as always, Marcos. We'll be in touch.
All right. Enjoy your travels. Cheers.
Appreciate you, bro. Talk soon.